Oregon Department of Agriculture School IPM Module Low Impact List. This video is intended for educational purposes and does not cover all legal requirements of schools and their IPM coordinators. For additional questions or concerns, please refer to the contact information provided at the end of the video. What is a low-impact pesticide list when it comes to school IPM, and how does it relate to pesticide use in Oregon? A low-impact pesticide is one that meets certain criteria which allows its use by schools or their pesticide service providers to their campuses in Oregon. Determining whether a pesticide qualifies as low impact may feel daunting, but fear not, this video is designed to teach you how to determine if a pesticide meets the two criteria as defined in ORS 634-705, and so it can be included in your school's low impact pesticide list. Before we start though, this is a good time for a reminder that you should always consider IPM principles first and determine if the use of pesticides is required. Your first approach must be non-chemical control measures, and if these prove ineffective, the IPM plan coordinator may authorize the use of a product from their school's low-impact pesticide list. Remember, although ORS 634-700 does allow for the use of low-impact pesticides when other methods prove ineffective, any pesticide application made to a school's property must be performed by an appropriately licensed pesticide applicator. Two criteria are used for determining if a pesticide product qualifies as low impact. These are detailed in ORS 634-705, subsection 5. First, a pesticide must not bear the signal words warning or danger. This step is relatively straightforward, only requiring you to examine a pesticide's label to identify which signal word it bears. The second step is to determine the EPA carcinogen classification for a pesticide. Determining this can take a little bit more effort than step 1, but don't worry, we will teach you where and how to look for that information. Remember, if you are considering adding or removing a pesticide from your school's low-impact list or have been tasked with developing a new list, your school's governing body must adopt the list or changes to the list before any of those pesticides may be used. Pesticide products will have one of 3 signal words printed on their label, which designates their acute toxicity properties. These are danger, warning, and caution. ORS 634-705 subsection 5 states, the pesticide product or active ingredient must not contain the signal words warning or danger. In other words, this narrows our search down to looking for only products without the 2 signal words warning or danger. Continuing our ongoing example school for this video module series, we look to the Gator School District and their IPM coordinator, Robert Boucher. The Gator School District is in the process of updating their low-impact pesticide list and has tasked Mr. Boucher with identifying possible products for their list. Mr. Boucher has selected the broad-spectrum post-emergent herbicide Weed Goodbye as one possible product. Mr. Boucher's next step is to now check the product's signal word. Mr. Boucher found Weed Goodbye bears the signal word caution, which meets the first criteria for a low-impact pesticide. To determine the EPA carcinogen classification for a specific pesticide product, we need to locate the product's active ingredient or ingredients. This can be found on the product's label. Once we have identified the active ingredient, we recommend using EPA's overview of chemicals evaluated for carcinogenic potential. We can thank the fine folks at NPIC, the National Pesticide Information Center, for maintaining this list. The list can be found on NPIC's website by scanning the QR code on the screen or in the list of links found below in the video's description. This marries the 2 guidelines cited in ORS 634-705, subsection 5, which we touched on earlier. The overview begins with descriptions on how the carcinogen classifications were determined and how they will be labeled. This will be followed by a table evaluating active ingredients by name with their corresponding carcinogen classification. ORS 634-705 subsection 5 states that products with active ingredients classified by EPA as carcinogenic to humans, a human carcinogen, a probable human carcinogen, or likely to be carcinogenic to humans do not qualify as low-impact pesticides. We will be looking to see if any active ingredient in a product you may be considering has been classified as such. If it does not bear one of those classifications, it meets the second criteria of a low-impact pesticide. Returning to our example, Mr. Boucher has located the active ingredient in Weed Goodbye as indaziflam, which he found on the product's label. Then, Mr. Boucher searched the EPA carcinogen classification and found that indaziflam has been classified as not likely to be carcinogenic to humans. Remember, this list can be found on NPIG's website by scanning the QR code on the previous slide or in the list of links found below in the video's description. Mr. Boucher has now determined the product meets both criteria detailed in ORS 634-705 subsection 5 and qualifies as a low-impact pesticide. Remember, except for a pest emergency, only pesticides on your school's low-impact list may be used, and the list must be approved by your school's governing body prior to use. More information on pest emergencies can be found on our website utilizing the links in the video's description and through Module 2 here on our YouTube channel. Furthermore, just because a product is on your school's low-impact list doesn't mean it can be used in any manner. The label is the law and must always be followed. This includes use site restrictions, use directions, application rates, and safety requirements. Before applying a pesticide, an applicator must always read the label and ensure all provisions listed are followed. Here are links to the additional resources we've been talking about throughout the video. These links can also be found in the video's description. If you have any questions or would like further guidance, please check them out. Additionally, you can find all our current IPM modules covering other school IPM related topics here on our YouTube channel. Thank you from the Oregon Department of Agriculture.